Hi everyone, so I've just done this quick tutorial because I saw Carolyn's lovely freebie this month, and I knew I just had to do one of these little flip books. So you open it out and it's based on a waterfall card. So really lovely, and there's plenty of pictures on the freebie for you to do different ones as you see fit. So I'm going to pop that just up there for the moment. Okay, so I start with a piece of card 11 inches by 4¼ and I score that at 5½, so just folding it in half. So 5½, and it's important that when you fold it you check that these sides are level. That's the most important thing right through this book. Okay, so that's the outer piece, and we'll do some corner rounding in a minute. So I'll pop that to one side. The next bit we need to do is the mechanism inside the card, and this is 10¾ inches by 3½. All the measurements will appear up in the top left corner, and if you need to write them down, just stop the video. Okay, so we're going to score this, and we're going to score it at 2¾ 2¾ 3¼ 3¾ 4¼ 4¾ and 5½. Sorry, and 5¼ Okay, right. So that's our scoring done, and we want to fold this over on this last line, and you'll find that it won't quite join. Let's put that aside. It won't quite be level with this other bit, but don't try and force it. Right, we want that little extra bit. So I'm going to burnish that, and now what I need to do is to burnish all of these except for this last one. So every time I fold, I'm making sure that these are level. Right, so all but the last one. The last one here. Right, and this one I don't do because that is just a mark where to put your double-sided tape. Now on this particular thing I like to use the red liner tape, which is a very strong tape. So I'm going to put my tape in between each of those score lines. Okay, this is going to hold the pages as they flip. So 5 lots of double-sided, and I'm keeping between the score lines so it's got a bit of movement. Last one. There we go. So that's all prepared. Now we want one more piece of card, which is 8 inches by 1 inch, and this is going to make a piece to hold the mechanism in place in the card. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to take this and I'm going to move it in about ½ inch from the end there, and I'm just going to loosely fold it. Okay. I then want to take a couple pieces of card and just pop it inside between there, because I want to have a little bit of give. Right, I don't want it to be wrapped too tightly, so I'm going to pop double-sided tape on here. And with those extra pieces of card in there, I'm just going to fold it over, and then I can take them out. So that has given me, at the moment, a very slippy piece. So I'm just going to temporarily slide it out the way. Excuse me. And I'm going to take a piece of double-sided tape, and keeping away from half an inch away from there, I'm going to slide this back into place, and when I've got it in the right place, I will press it down, and then that is fixed. Now I can show you here, this is the mechanism working. Okay. So I'm going to turn this over. This will be what fixes it into the actual book, but I'm just going to prepare it by putting a couple of bits of double-sided tape on there ready. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to make the pages. Now we need 5 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and I've cut these. Measurements will be up in the top corner, and I've rounded the corners on the right hand side of the paper. Okay, so I'm going to start with this first one. Take my double-sided off, place that on there, and I'm going up as far as the crease, and it will hang off top and bottom and pressing firmly. Now I'm going to take a bit of double-sided tape, and only on this one I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape onto this bar here, and that will stop anybody pulling the book too far. So this is now fixed. Right, let's go to the second one. I go to the second one. I place it on there loosely because I want to make sure that this and this is level. Okay. Then remove the next one. This really does go together quite quickly. Right up to the crease and press down. Right up to the crease and press. And the last one. Right. Okay, to make sure that the mechanism is working nicely, I do like to open that to the side, always letting this run. So I'm reinforcing those folds. Okay, so there is my book all ready. And I'm going to take the outer skin of the card, the book, and I want to slot that into there. Then I'm going to flip it over and take these 2 pieces of double-sided off that I prepared earlier. Make sure it's level top and bottom, and fold it over, and it will be in exactly the right place. Now, when I open it, right, there is my flip mechanism, the waterfall. Now, this piece here that is hanging out, I want to pull out, and I just want to round the corners off. And I'm going to take a punch, and I'm just eyeballing the middle. And that is going to be for my tassel that pulls the mechanism. Right, now we need to decorate. So I'm going to start with the last page. There we go. Right, so I'm going to say, put His Grace is enough. Okay, so you can use double-sided tape, glue, whatever you prefer to use. I did make these bigger than the sheet. Okay. Okay. Fold the next one down. I've got be kind, choose to shine, let all that you do be done in love. So I'm going to put that one, because I'm coming back to this one on the front cover. Okay, there's a little white border all the way round. Fold the next one over, and I'm going to do Be a Light next. I'm going to separate the two B's. Carolyn did a beautiful one that I bought from her shop with lots of bees and things, so I will be making one that is all bees, I think. Fold the next one over, choose to shine, and the front one, be kind. There we go. So I'm going to fold the front cover over, and I've got a piece of green in my stash, and I'm going to cut that a little bit shorter. The whole thing is go with what is in your stash, not to have to go out and buy a lot of extras. Work with what you've got. So I'm coming back with the corner rounder. And I'm going to come and I'm just going to do these corners as well. 1, 2, turn it over, 3, let's go back and do that one properly. There we go. Right, so I don't normally put stuff on the back, but I thought I will with this one. So I've done 2 pieces exactly the same. So I'm going to go onto the back first. One onto the front. Now I've taken one of these, which is the same as this, but I've just trimmed around the outside, so I've still got a layer around it, but it fits nicely onto the front of my card. On that goes to there, and I've got some odd bits of decoupage that have been left over, so I'm going to put that onto the front. I'm going to put a little bit of tape onto there and a little bit of tape onto there. I know I'm going to cover this bottom piece. So there I've got a bird table which goes nicely with the hummingbird, and I've got some flowers that will go with the colour of the flowers there. And I'm going to bring that down a bit so that I've got the outline breaking this border, and I've got a tiny little bird here which I'm going to sit up on the top of the birdhouse. Right. And again I'm just letting the little bird break the edge of my border there. Okay, so there is my lovely booklet, and I'll just go and get a tassel and we'll be able to do the mechanism. Okay, so I pull this out so that I can get to it, put the loop through and pull the tassel through the loop. Okay. And then I've now got a pull which will allow my book to flip. Right, so let's bring in the other one using some of the other bits. The only bits I've added here is a little mouse and a little rabbit. The old life has gone and the new life has begun. So open that up, and a selection of the Freebie graphics. Okay, so thanks to Carolyn, and please have a go and enjoy, and God bless you all.